Brian Manning here with the weekly update. Let's get right to it. So, beginning of this week, really not a lot of economic news to talk about. We had this change in administration, and there's just a lot of kind of waves in the marketplace right now, waiting to see what's going to happen there. So, just not a lot of market moving news to talk about earlier this week. I would say the big news of the week came out today on Friday. It's existing home sales. So, existing home sales, this is for the month of December. So, this is likely people that were shopping for a home in the months of October and November. It actually came back as a better report than was anticipated on a month-over-month basis. This was up 2.2%, which is amazing to see because historically December is a relatively quiet time in the marketplace. There's not usually a lot of changes there as far as increase of volume is concerned. So that was really great to see. On a year-over-year basis, this is also up 9.3%. I think the other key and important items for us to look at are going to be inventory. So inventory levels are still low. They're still below pre-pandemic numbers. So I do understand on a year-over-year basis, they're up around 16%. That sounds like a big number, but this is still well below pre-pandemic levels. So inventory is still low. Also, if we look at first-time home buyers, we've seen this number edge up, which is really great to see. They make up about 31% of all purchases right now. This is really important because on an annual basis, we're seeing household formations at about 2 million annually. So what does that mean? That means two people coming together, creating a household, combining expenses, which are also will be a potential home buyer in the future. So if we look at pre-pandemic levels and we look at what's called an annualized sales pace, typically annualized sales pace was like 5 to 6 million sales per year. So right now, the estimation for this year is like 4.1 to 4.2 million, which is pretty similar to what the anticipated numbers were for last year as well. But it feels like that there is just this pent-up demand for people that have been waiting, and it feels like the annualized sales pace is really wanting to get back to that higher number of where we were at pre-pandemic levels at that 5 to 6 million per year. I can tell you myself, one of my theories has been for quite a while is that we have a lot of home buyers that have sat on the sideline for the last several years, meaning 3 years ago you said, well, I'd love to buy a house, but rates are higher and I'm going to wait. Another year goes by, 2 years ago you say, well, rates are still higher, I'm going to wait to buy a house, let me see what happens. Another year goes by, rates are higher, I'm going to wait and see what happens. I truly think that there's this demand that's built up. We have a large amount of consumers that have wanted to buy a house, they've been waiting 1, 2, 3 years because they wanted to see interest rates move lower. Interest rates haven't moved lower, and now you're starting to see this demand come into the marketplace because I just truly think that people are sick of waiting and people need to move. Households are forming, whatever your reasons are for wanting to buy a home or sell and purchase a home, whether you're buying a second home, investment property, upsizing, downsizing, doesn't matter what it is. I just am feeling like the demand is there. I can tell you from our own pre-approvals that are coming in at the beginning of this year, we're kind of running pre-approvals. That's new clients coming in at a record pace right now, which is exciting to see. So it just feels like the annualized pace is really wanting to beef itself back up, back to where it was at pre-pandemic levels. It's going to take a little while, but that just feels like the path that we're moving on. I'm around all weekend. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm available 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Realtors, we have a class we're doing right now. It's winning your listing presentation. We did a sold out event last week in Boulder. I have one coming up next week in Denver. That's sold out already. We have other dates that are already confirmed coming up in Fort Collins, Colorado Springs, Boulder again, Denver again. We had tremendous feedback. This is really helping agents with their success and working with buyers on the compensation side, listings on the compensation side. Come on out. I think you'll really enjoy this. Happy Friday. Hope you have a great day.